This video is meant to enhance somewhat a conversation that happened in class. So if this is your first introduction of finding the nth term, this might do more to confuse than to illuminate. But for those of you who worked through looking at a sequence and then going forward to try to find the nth term, and I remind you that the nth term is an equation, not a value, but that nth term equation then helps us to find other terms. So a brief reminder, if I took a sequence that looks like -5, -3, -1, 1, 3, and then on it goes. I want to determine an equation, or what we are considering or calling the nth term, so that I could find the 20th term of this sequence or the 30th term of this sequence. So we did a lot of analysis with tables and differences, but we came down to this commonality that number one, I look at what is the difference, what's changing each time along this sequence. Well, we can see that each time the number is being increased by a factor of 2. So the difference is a +2. Now it's important to note that it's a +2 because this will work with sequences that are decreasing in value as well. The difference is +2. So I'm going to develop some type of equation for the nth term that involves the variable, and we'll just call it n, hence the nth term phrase. Well, we're going to look at the equation. So we know that n is a part of the equation. So I've determined that +2 is my difference. Each time the sequence is going to go up 2. So I'm going to use this number as my multiplier of 2. Now for right now I'm going to just put parentheses around there so that you see that that's multiplying the nth term, the number term, by 2. But then I've got to add or subtract because 2 times 1 is clearly not -5. So how do I determine what I'm going to add or subtract to get my nth term equation? Well, that's not hard to do. Remember that we looked at our first term. What is term n sub 1? Well, that is equal to -5. And then we subtracted from -5, subtract the difference that's happening each time. Well, what's the difference? A +2. So I'm going to subtract a +2. And that leaves me with a very simple, yet I have to be careful, -5 minus 2, and that is equal to a -7. Quick reminder that when I subtract, I'm adding the opposite, so that's the same as saying -5 plus a -2. So I've got that part of my equation, so I just simply fill that in, 2n minus 7. Where did I get -7? From right here. So it was the number that's being changed, it's being changed by every time, times n, minus the difference between the first term and the amount that is being changed by. That's our shortcut, or after a lot of look at several different tables and developing formulas and noticing the commonality to find the nth term. I hope that helps as you go through looking at different sequences and developing this nth term phrase equation. So if I have this now to find the 20th term, so what's the 20th term in this sequence? Well, the 20th term, I could keep writing it out, but that'd be a waste of time. 2 times 20 minus 7. Well, that's 40 minus 7, so that equals 33. So if I were to follow this out to the 20th place, I would get 33. That's the value of determining the nth term and creating that equation. Hope that helps with your math homework, finding the nth term and developing equations from patterns. Have a great day.